If you just had a binge eating episode and you feel so much shame and guilt, you are in the absolute right place. I'm going to take you through a proven evidence-based exercise to support you to clear that shame and guilt so you can come back to feeling more peace and acceptance for yourself, which is the exact ingredient we need to even heal the binge cycle. So let's dive in. I'm Julia. I'm a body confidence and food freedom coach who specializes in supporting women to heal their relationship to binge and emotional eating. I struggled with this for over 20 years myself, and once I learned these tools that I'm teaching you, I became binge free in just a matter of months, and I've helped women worldwide to do the same. So the tool that we're going to be using here is something called emotional freedom techniques, otherwise known as tapping, and why this is amazing is because it helps to clear and release any emotional pain that we are carrying. It does a million more things, but for the purposes of our video today, we're going to be using this tool to clear the guilt, the shame, the blame, whatever you are currently sitting with that is like carrying a 50-ton backpack on your back. And just like I said in the intro to the video, all of this guilt and shame is what actually feeds a binge. So in the binge cycle, having this guilt and shame is a experience that in your body reads as a lack of safety. So it moves your nervous system into a dysregulated state. And that dysregulation, as a result of the guilt and shame, is what actually fuels that pattern of binge eating to happen again. So by taking care of this emotion and breaking free of it right now, you are literally cutting that cycle in half, and you are going to retrain your brain around this whole cycle in the future. So let's just dive in together. I want you to take a moment and take a rating on a scale of 1 to 10 for how strong this level of guilt is in this moment for the binge episode that you just had. And do the same for shame, because usually they're separate. So write it down. Notice if you feel it anywhere in your body. And then once you feel ready, you're going to start tapping with me, tapping where I tap, and repeat after me. Okay, so here we go. Even though I feel all this guilt and shame for this binge episode that just happened, what if I could forgive myself? Even though I'm feeling all of this guilt and shame for binging again, even after I told myself that I wouldn't, what if it's okay if I'm feeling this way right now? Even though I feel all of this guilt and shame for binging again, I'm willing to love and accept myself regardless. I binged again, feeling so much shame and guilt. It happened again. Even after I told myself that I wouldn't do it. Feeling so much guilt and shame. It's feeling really heavy. All of this guilt and shame. Feeling a lot of guilt and shame. Take a nice, easy breath. And I want you to just gently look around the space that you're in. It's called orientation, so you're helping your nervous system to feel more safe by just taking in your surroundings. And now just tune into your body and yourself and notice, where is that guilt and shame now on a scale of 1 to 10? Has it come down? Maybe it's gone up. Wherever you're at is absolutely perfect. And we're gonna go into our second round together. Okay, and just so you know, when we're tapping at this point, my sweater is kind of big, so I just want to make sure I describe that it's right underneath your armpit. So you're tapping kind of on where your bra strap line would be if you wear a bra, okay? So here we go. Even though still feeling some shame and guilt, I'm willing to love and accept myself regardless. Even though part of me is still feeling this shame and guilt, it's feeling good to acknowledge it. Even though part of me is still feeling some shame and guilt about the binge, I'm starting to feel a bit more ease. Part of me is still feeling some guilt and shame. It's still there. Still feeling some guilt and shame. But I'm feeling more peace. It's feeling good to acknowledge this out loud. I can feel the heaviness start to come down. Part of me is still feeling some guilt and shame. And what if it's okay that part of me is still feeling that way? Okay, so once again, take a nice, easy breath. And just invite your eyes to once again orient to your surroundings. Now tune into your body, listen in. Where is that guilt and shame now? 1 to 10. And what are you noticing? And now we're going to go into our final round here of this exercise. And you're welcome to repeat any of the earlier rounds as well. If there's still feeling like there's quite a bit of guilt and shame, I highly encourage you to repeat the last couple rounds. Okay, so here we go. Repeating after me. Even though part of me is still feeling some guilt and shame, what if I can invite in a little more compassion for myself? Even though part of me is still feeling some guilt and shame about the binge, other parts of me are feeling more calm. Even though part of me is still feeling some guilt and shame about the binge, there's also a lot more peace within me now from where we started. Part of me is still feeling some guilt and shame about the binge. But there's more calm and ease. More compassion. More kindness. And what if I could bring even more of this energy towards myself as I continue healing my relationship to binge eating? How might this increased ease and compassion support me on my binge healing journey. It feels good to release the heaviness of the guilt and shame, and to invite in the warmth and lightness of this kindness and compassion. Okay, so take a nice, easy breath once again. Welcome some movement to your body, some gentle orientation as we've been doing. And then just tune in and just get quiet with yourself, your body. And just notice what you're aware of now in this moment. How are you feeling now towards that binge eating episode? What's feeling true for you in this moment? What's feeling possible for you, or a opening of a possibility for you around your relationship to binge eating and yourself? Where is that guilt and shame now on a scale of 1 to 10? I would love for you to share these answers and reflections in the chat. I always say chat, I mean comments. I would love to hear your reflections in the comments below. Makes me so happy to hear what your shifts are, what you're noticing. And as I said, this processing, this releasing of our stagnant pain and emotions are such a big part of healing our relationship to binge and emotional eating. And this exercise that I taught you, EFT is such a beautiful modality, and it really is so effective in doing exactly that. So I hope it was helpful to you. And if you're someone that is really keen to have freedom and peace from binge eating, and you want someone to guide you through this process with a proven framework and tools like this, you're welcome to book a complimentary consult call with me to learn more about exactly how I can support you to step into the freedom that you truly deserve. So I thank you for being here. Thank you for devoting this time to your healing. This is amazing that you were here and you really gave this exercise your all, and I will look forward to seeing you again next week.